So here we're figuring all the trig ratios of all the angles that have 30 degrees as a reference angle. This is just drawing our same idea that we did with 45 degrees to do it with our 30-degree triangle. Now, our special triangle, when we drew our special triangle for 30 degrees, we drew it like this, remember, because we made it equilateral, and each side was 2, 2. This one's cut in half, so these will both be 1. A squared plus b squared equals c squared, and you could figure out that this side has to be square root of 3. So now if we take that triangle and we draw our 30-degree triangle in quadrant 1, where would the values be? Okay, this side would be square root of 3, this side would be 2, and this side would be 1. Can you see that we've just taken that blue triangle and rotated it? And we could draw that same triangle over here with 30 degrees. This would be root 3, this would be 1, and this would be 2. We could draw it in quadrant 3, 30-degree reference angle. This will be root 3, this will be 1, and this will be 2. I'll go back up, don't worry, I'll just draw the triangles. This will be root 3, be 1, and this will be 2. Here, we'll go back up to quadrant 1. If we've drawn our triangle in quadrant 1, we'll go there eventually. Now that we've drawn all of our triangles, these ones we've done already. So sine of 30, cos of 30, and tan of 30. Once you've got your triangle, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. It'll be 1 over root 2. Cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. And tan is opposite over adjacent, which when you rationalize is root 3 over 3. I did a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So once you've got an equilateral triangle, you can make the sides anything as long as they're equal. I chose 2 so that it split up nicely to 1 and 1 on the bottom. Then if you do 1 squared plus x squared equals 2 squared, you can solve that side to be square root of 3. There is a graph for tan as well. I wasn't going to give it to you this year. Okay, you'll see it next year. This stuff, yes. Unless this top part here is just if you need to know how to figure out b for a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So then, if we go to quadrant 2, if our reference angle is 30, what is our angle in standard position here? (150). So now you can also do sine of 150, cos of 150, and tan of 150. And because it's the same triangle, the values will be the same, except now only one of these is going to be positive. Which one's going to be positive? Sine. Cos and tan will both be negative. If we go to our triangle in quadrant 3, our reference angle is 30 degrees. What is our actual angle? (210). So now sine of 210, cos and tan of 210. Again, they'll have the same values, but only one of these will be positive. Which one will be positive now? Tan will be positive. Sine and cos will be negative. And finally, in quadrant 4, if you have 30 degrees as your reference angle, this angle will be 330. So now we can do sine of 330, cos of 330, and tan of 330. They will all equal the same values as before. But now only one of these will be positive. Which one? Cos will be positive, so tan and sine will be negative. And question number 9 is one we can do, and we're actually going to do the first one of it together. So turn to question 9 right now. And we're going to do 9a together. It says determine possible coordinates of a terminal point for each angle in standard position. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to draw 315. There's 315 degrees in standard position. If you draw it in standard position, you should be able to figure out your reference angle. What will our reference angle be? 45. Is that one of the ones that we know? Yes. So now if we drew a triangle here, if we drew our special triangle there with the 90 degree here and 45 degrees down there, what were the lengths that we had when we drew our triangle? There we had 1, 1, and square root of 2. Now this question is asking for any point on this terminal arm. For example, you could choose that point. If I chose that point, what would the coordinates of this point be? Yes. What have we gone? We've gone 1 to the right, so that would be positive 1. And we've gone 1 down, which would be negative 1. So that is a possible answer. Again, any isosceles triangle works, so if you had done 2, negative 2, that also would have been a right answer. Or 5, negative 5 would have been a right answer. Those are all points along that terminal arm. Should we do C together as well, because we haven't done the 60 yet? If I draw 120, what is my reference angle here? It would be 60 degrees. Good. If we draw our special triangle here, 60 there, 30 there, this side was 2, this side was 1, this side was square root of 3. What are the coordinates of this point? Negative 1, comma, square root 3. Because we went 1 to the left, because that's the length of this part of the triangle, and then up square root of 3.